Hello Capricorn, here's my reading for you for June 2018. As you can see, the circumstances are quite different. I'm on a beach, so greetings from beautiful Baltic Beach. The sun here is shining on us, and we have the beautiful sea, as you can see, and the wind, and I absolutely love it. Love it, love it. And I wanted to give it to you because you're the last this month, you and Virgo, so I thought about the kind of gift of nature. Okay, I hope the wind isn't too strong and it won't take away my cards. As you can see, they are already laid out. That's because I was doing the reading in my native language first, and I already know what's going on, and it's all about summing things up and embracing changes and beginning new things. Yeah. At the bottom of the deck you have Ace of Swords, and underneath there's Death. I didn't realize it, but yeah, Ace of Swords. So the background energy is enhancing clarity, seeing things clearly, cutting out all the things that you don't need anymore and that don't work for you anymore, cutting the darkness from the lightness. Sometimes this card is called Dawn. So a new day emerging, something new emerging out of the blue, but also the clarity, the clarity of vision, the the fairness of the new decisions. Whatever you decide, it's gonna be good, it's gonna be true. This is the card of truth. So that's the background energy influencing whatever is going on there. And a lot of is going on. A lot of. Because you have 3 cards of endings. The World, the Wheel, and 10 of Cups. But let's start from here. Your present situation, or just you in this situation. You are the Prince of Swords. So a very quick energy. Acting, vigorous, courageous, quick. Sometimes cruel, but I don't think it's going to be this way. I think it's more what you like to be. You want to make decisions and you want to put anything you think of into life. Quickly, moving quickly. Acting without thinking too much. Sometimes I call it the card of Crusader, but it doesn't have to be, and I don't feel it this way this time, because I see many things keeping you in place, which I want you to get rid of. I want you to be brave, and I want you to act, and I want you to make decisions and proceed. What you need, I think, and it's coming to you from above, is the 3 of Wands. This is a gate card, as I call it, which means that if you embrace this energy, you will reach another level. And there are so many cards that is showing you the same thing, that if you embrace it, you're going to reach a new level. 3 of Wands is about expecting things to come, expecting the fruits of your decisions, of your deeds. You've already did something, and now you're waiting for the results to come, and you're expecting results. What do you expect? It's very important, because what you expect is filtering through reality to you. And it's very important to pay attention to what I expect, because also what I expect and my perspective also influences what's gonna come to me. What am I gonna see? What am I gonna notice? If I'm fine-tuned into seeing negative results, I will probably see them. But if I'm fine-tuned to see positive results, I will also probably get them. right? So be very careful what you expect. And don't be afraid to sum it up. Don't be afraid to name it, even if it's a failure. Even if something doesn't work in your life, don't be afraid to admit it to you, because when you admit it, the new chapter opens and you are able to do something about it. You're able to change the way you do things. If you don't accept it, if you still wait for results to come, even if they are not coming, still, if you do something and it doesn't work and you still do it because you believe that it will work eventually, you may be mistaken. That's what this card is talking about. Don't be afraid to name the fruits of your labor. Does it work or not? Am I supposed to stay here still? Or am I supposed to leave this path perhaps and look somewhere else for my results to come? Okay? Don't be afraid to do it. It's nothing wrong in naming something, even if it's a mistake. It won't imprison you. It's totally otherwise. It frees you. It frees you from standing there. It enables you to do something else. It enables you to try another path, perhaps more efficient for you. Whatever it is, because I don't feel you're gonna fail in something, but whatever it is, don't be afraid to recognize it and name it. Admit whatever happens here. Admit it. In your past, we have Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is very ungrounded energy, so I like to see it in the past. It may be daydreaming. It may be precisely expecting something, although I didn't do anything. It's, for example, when you see you can have something, you can achieve something, but you do nothing to do it, but you think you already have it. That's this card. That's this energy. Or you see many ways in front of you, and you think you can walk each and every one of them, which is not true, because you can only choose one. That's why, the real cup is standing here, but this person is not interested in this at all. He is looking there in the font, in the water, in the pond. There are marriage cups, and he's more interested in this than in this. And I'm glad it's in the past, because you can really be very surprised after all when you're left with nothing in the result of doing this. So, time of daydreaming is over. And generally something is over, because you have the world here. The world in the challenge position. That's why I was so vocal about admitting things, because this card indicates that you need to end something. You need to admit that something is ending definitely. And you have difficulties with this. This is a challenge. I don't know why. Perhaps the results aren't quite what you expected. Perhaps you're afraid. You can be afraid. It seems like an important life cycle is going to an end. Especially with these two cards. Ten of Cups, something about your emotional life is going to an end. Perhaps you consider it your strength and that's why you're afraid to lose it, but it won't leave you. Dear Capricorn, it won't leave you. It's part of you. Your past is part of you. But, on the other hand, your past is not you. You're so much more than your past. And I'm going to talk about it here. But first, I just want to highlight the necessity to end a cycle. As you can see, she's coming through this oval shape, which can be understood as a vulva. So it's a newborn in some way. It's also a gate card, so you have two gate cards here and here, which means you can go to another level. if you work with this energy in a proper way. Embrace that something is ending. I know it can be difficult. I know you can be afraid of it. I know this ending may be quite different from what you imagined, but still, it is here. And pretending that it's not here, it won't make it go. It will still be here. Okay? What can you do about it? What's the answer to this challenge? It's the wheel. And I said, this is embracing changes. What I like in this card, especially in this deck, is that she's right in the middle and she's co-creating the circle. She's co-creating the circle of life. I also think about the eye of a cyclone, the eye of a storm. When you're in the eye of the storm, all the changes are happening around you, but you're untouched. You are the axis of the changes. But most of all, be open to them, you know. Be the co-creator of this. Don't let them just happen to you. Because when they happen to you, you can be, you know, on the brink of the wheel. And when you're on the brink of the wheel, there are massive centrifugal forces influencing you. But when you're here in the middle, they won't influence you. You may feel like you're on a carousel. You may feel dizzy, but they won't smash you, you know? If you embrace them. They won't get you unexpectedly if you are prepared. So be prepared for changes. Be prepared to end something and to begin something new, because definitely something's ending. 10 of Cups, another 10. So you have 2 10s, the World, 3 of Wands, which is a gate card. 10 of Wands speaks about emotional maturity. I know this card is very often called They Lived Happily Ever After, or Happy Family card, and this can be your strength, and it is your strength, right? This emotional fulfillment, because 10 of Cups is fulfillment, but it's also, again, the end of the cycle in your emotions. 10 of Cups, for me, always says that you've been through a lot, because not all of these cups are sweet. Some of them are bitter, and you know that. Of course, we have Ace of Cups, which is a beautiful energy of new love and healing. We have 2 of Cups, which is relationship, recognizing the other in yourself and recognizing yourself in the other. So a beautiful energy of reciprocated love. 3 of Cups, which is about happiness and friendship, but also 4 of Cups, disappointment and boredom. 5 of Cups, loss, being desperate about something, crying. 6 of Cups, nostalgia can be. 7 of Cups, right? Being not disillusioned, but illusioned. living in illusion. 8 of Cups, which is about leaving something precious behind. So there's a variety of the different emotions here. Not all of them are pleasant, but you've been through it all, and you know you need to be in order to be mature emotionally. And I feel you are. That's your strength. That will help you to embrace the change. Embrace the change and move on. What else do you need to do? 8 of Swords in the position, what should you focus on? It tells me that you have some restrictions, some mental prison that you put yourself in by yourself, you know. It's always the card of you're doing it to yourself. Your mind is doing it to you. Your situation isn't as bad as you see it. Your situation isn't as restricted as you imagine, or as you understand, because this is the card of, sorry, I need to change my position. This is the card of Swords, so it's about mind. It's about how you perceive the world, okay? and you perceive yourself as imprisoned, but it's not real. As you can see, the ropes are not tight. The blindfold can be easily removed. You can, most of all, you can use the swords to free yourself, to cut this rope. You can use it, and you can take the sword and be the Prince of Swords. But first you need to change the perspective. That's why the Hangman appears here in the position of advice. The Hangman is hanging upside down, so he's seeing the world from a totally different perspective than usual, than usually. It's flipped. And now I will tell you about the metaphor I'm sometimes using of who we are, because sometimes we consider ourselves to be our past, which is partly true. But the wholer truth, I'm not saying the whole truth because I don't know what's the whole truth, but the wholer truth is that our history is only a part of us, and our potential is absolutely limitless, absolutely infinite. When you see an iceberg, you only see a tip of this floating above the ocean, and the rest of it is underwater, hidden, but it's there. You don't have to see it, it's there. And sometimes the iceberg flips and you see another tip, and you may be surprised. How come? Is it the same iceberg? Yes, it is. It's the same iceberg. It's always been there, but you weren't able to see it, but you can. I hope you understand what I mean. You have this great potential underwater, hidden, perhaps even hidden from your eyes, but it doesn't mean it's not there. It is there, and it's waiting for you to be uncovered, and it's waiting for you because only you can make it free and make it work for you. Remember, you are not your past. Your past co-creates you, but nobody can tell you that you have to be bound by your past. You're not. Every day you can wake up and start to do things you've never done before. And I think that's what your fear is, that you are, described by your past, that you cannot move beyond what you've already done, which is not true. Something is ending. You need to name it, but also embrace that something absolutely new and fresh can begin. And it doesn't have to be bound by your past. You can charge into the world. You can change the course of your way. You can always turn left, right, go back. You can do whatever you want. Your past doesn't have power over your present. In the present, you're limitless. Remember that, Capricorn. I trust in you. I trust in your ability to embrace changes and to set new goals and imagine and see new you, the potential of new you, whatever you wish it to be, whatever you want it to be, whatever you need it to be. Yeah, I think that's it. Dear Capricorn, thank you for you, being you. Thank you for your time. I hope you have a beautiful month. June is one of my favorite months in the year, so enjoy it. Be safe, be happy, and I hope I see you next month. Bye bye.